Robin Williams was a performer with breathtaking range. He could be hilariously unhinged and also heartbreakingly tender, sometimes in the same scene. Tonight, we take a look back at some of his most unforgettable moments, and we hear Williams' own thoughts on the craft he mastered. Here's ABC's David Wright.
We did it.
I'm driving in my car. I turn on the radio.
As a comedian and actor, Robin Williams always seemed slightly possessed.
People always look at method actors going, what's he saying? Shut up, he feels it.
His pace, frantic. His energy, supercharged.
See referees downtown, look, 5 yards. Let's go, TD, let's go. Don't you know? Clipping now, clipping. That's Master, I don't think you quite realize what you've got here. So why don't you just ruminate whilst I illuminate the possibilities?
The perfect choice to voice the genie from Disney's Aladdin.
You ain't never had a friend like me.
Hollywood often struggled to find a bottle big enough for his genius.
No, say.
Nanu.
Williams was already in his late 20s by the time ABC's Mork and Mindy made him a star. His character, Mork from Ork, spun off from one of the later episodes of Happy Days, a dream sequence where the good-natured space alien tries to abduct Richie Cunningham, only to be foiled by the Fonz.
Don't men date women on your planet, Dave?
Hard to tell. Parts are interchangeable.
Williams was so out of this world, ABC gave him a sitcom of his own.
Laug, will you help me?
If you insist. Mind if I cut in? Thank you.
A comic genius who had trained at Juilliard to be a serious actor, as he told Johnny Carson.
I did Shakespeare. It's exciting to wear tights and have people go, I can't see anything.
He's no Nureyev.
Someone give him a dagger.
The big screen was better able to capture a personality his size. Among his first roles, one of the most iconic cartoon heroes.
I'm Papa, the sailor.
But Williams came into his own when he started playing offbeat heroes with a strong streak of humanity. Garp, in The World According to Garp.
My name is T.S. Garp.
What's TS stand for?
Terribly sexy. I used to be terribly shy, but I changed.
Seize the day. Gather ye rosebuds while ye may. Why does the writer use these lines?
Because he's in a hurry.
No. Ding! Thanks for playing anyway. Because we are food for worms, lads. Because believe it or not, each and every one of us in this room is one day going to stop breathing, turn cold, and die.
The lovable teacher in Dead Poets Society. Almost a button-down collar prep school version of his stand-up style.
Why do I stand up here? Anybody?
To feel taller.
No. Thank you for playing, Mr. Dalton. Good morning, Vietnam!
And as the crazy wartime DJ Adrian Cronauer in Good Morning Vietnam, his force of personality allowing him to tackle taboos.
Adrian, it's not going exactly well. There's a water buffalo jackknife up there. It's not a very pretty picture. There's horns everywhere. I don't know what to say. We're going to maybe drop in a little napalm there and try and cook him down. Maybe a little barbecue.
In The Birdcage, he was a flamboyantly gay father.
You do fussy.
In Mrs. Doubtfire, a sort of cross-dressing Mary Poppins.
Hello!
At the time, Williams' own marriage had recently fallen apart.
I want a divorce.
So scenes like this must have resonated from his own personal life. It was his portrayal of a South Boston psychiatrist that won him his Oscar.
This girl's like perfect right now. I don't want to ruin that. Maybe you're perfect right now. Maybe you don't want to ruin that. But I think that's a super philosophy, Will. That way you can go through your entire life without ever having to really know anybody.
In Good Will Hunting, counseling a complex and hugely talented kid.
You don't know about real loss, because that only occurs when you love something more than you love yourself. I doubt you've ever dared to love anybody that much.
as the wild-eyed hero of a board game brought to life in Jumanji. But you'd hardly think of Robin Williams as presidential, would you? And yet he played 2 commanders-in-chief.
26th President of these United States of America, at your service.
The Rough Rider, Teddy Roosevelt, in Night at the Museum, not much of a stretch.
Excuse me, though. The Hunt.
But then, more recently, in The Butler, Robin Williams played Ike. In some ways, the ultimate, the iconic commander-in-chief. Williams later told James Lipton on Inside the Actor Studio that he loved transforming into character.
You start to do these things where you really start to make a character, someone who isn't yourself, and someone combined with makeup, movement, all these different things, you really start to get outside yourself, and you're freed to be behind operating it, and that was a really fascinating thing for me.
But he always brought part of himself too, his humanity, struggling to contain all those characters bursting to get out.
This is Mark, signing off. Till next week.
I'm David Wright for Nightline in Hollywood.
I remember watching that show every week as a 7-year-old.